Blue Jays Republic with you. We're still at Margaritas. I'm Dale Minuktuk with Ken Durrett, Dalton Finkbeiner. And so, this is Rob Conway, by the way.
Still Rob Conway.
Okay, it's a big night in Toronto, not just for the Blue Jays, but the Toronto Raptors are in Cleveland. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference finals. And to put it simply, the Raptors are better. Cleveland seems worse.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. Cleveland has struggled through these playoffs, I guess, as much as you can struggle after you sweep Indiana.
Yeah, but the point differential
exactly. It wasn't
no.
great. It wasn't great. The Raptors were always going to have to play Cleveland to get anywhere.
Right.
I think it's awesome that it's happening in the second round. There's no more excuses. We don't have to be like, you don't judge this by whether you made it to the Eastern Conference Finals or not. You judge it by whether you beat LeBron. And so it's happening now. The only difference is, whereas last year it was like, imagine if we can win one. Imagine we can make life difficult for the King. Now it's like, okay, let's try and win this thing. So that's the next level of excitement that we and the city of Toronto have been looking for years.
And Dale, you mentioned it. The Raptors are better, and I think one of the things that makes them better is PJ Tucker and Serge Ibaka.
Oh,
that
yeah.
gives them versatility. It's not just that Ibaka's a good player and Tucker's a good player. They have all this ability to go with different kind of lineups, kind of throw the Cavs different styles, a small ball lineup, a bigger lineup with JV.
Well, the Cavs small ball destroyed the Raptors last year, and now
it's such a benefit to have Ibaka who can do all that stuff and also protect.
Well, yeah, well, like JV is not going to go out onto the perimeter and guard Channing Frye or Kevin Love, but Serge Ibaka, he can get out there and he can defend real well.
Also, those two additions are the two best defensive players on the team now.
Yeah.
It just adds so much more trust for the rest of the
Doesn't
team.
that suck for DeMar Carroll to be talking about PJ Tucker and Serge Ibaka?
The LeBron stopper, here's your 18 minutes a night after you.
I think LeBron's the kind of guy, though, that you can't just expect PJ Tucker to go on him, so you're going to have to throw Carroll on him as well.
Sure.
But they have two guys that LeBron's going to wear these guys down, especially when he's so physical.
Yeah.
Carroll's used to playing him. Tucker hasn't played him as much, but they're both really physical defenders as well. So I think they'll match LeBron's physicality. But this team is just better suited to upset the Cavs. Last year was kind of a bonus that they even got 2 games.
Yeah.
This year, I think there's a lot more expectation, despite the Raptors struggle in the first round and Cleveland sweep, that the Raptors are going to make this a little more of a series.
Well, it was incredibly telling that they were able to win 3 games in a row in the first round, right? And close out that series.
Yeah, that was a big
even
step.
first time. Even though it was awful the way that game ended in terms of blowing that 25-point lead, it was very Raptors-esque. They still found the wherewithal to close it out in the end.
Yeah, the Raptors finally won a series that didn't take 7 games. Even that in itself, you undervalue sometimes how much rest is important to these guys, especially if you plan on going on a deep playoff run. And when LeBron sweeps through teams every year, he plays that many less games last year. Last year, the Raptors played 14 games compared to the Cavs 8 before they met up, right? That's 6 more games of full basketball. So you can't overstate that enough, how important it is that the Raptors have that extra day.
And the Raptors did have a lot of ugly moments.
Yes.
In that series. I mean, Game 3 was...
We don't need to talk about Game 3. Leave it. It's gone.
It's just a matter of, in the end, they got it done. And that, I think, has a lot of effect in the locker room. There's just they needed to win that game. They did not want to go back home for Game 7. And they got it done. And it was, like you say, it was ugly down the stretch. But they got the W, and that's all.
Milwaukee's such a tough team to play and set you up for this Cleveland series because they're so long. And so dealing with the shitty defense, pardon my French, but the shitty defense in the first half that the Cavs play before they flip that proverbial switch.
It's hilarious that they flip that switch. We always talk about it. It's can the Cavs flip the switch? Can they actually do it? And they've shown us that yes, they actually can. Now, will they flip the switch in time to take on the Raptors? Toronto hopes not, because that's when you can jump out and actually get to a lead, actually get some momentum, and then hopefully play that lockdown defense.
And the Raps learn one thing is that their offense struggles when they don't move the ball. And I know that they're very comfortable going with an isolation, especially down the stretch. That's
a little too comfortable.
That's part of the reason why they got those troubles with the Bucks. But
comfortable, love.
Yeah, exactly. But now they know that they can't be so one-dimensional against the Cavs. I understand their defense isn't that great, but a guy like LeBron is going to be put on DeRozan late in the game, and if that's their only offense, they're going to be doomed.
Do you think this is an easier matchup? Because I think it's an easier matchup, not from talent perspective, but just the way the teams match up than the Bucks. Well, I mean, just
any team that has LeBron James on it is an easier matchup.
I totally agree. I'm not saying that there's a better chance that they would win this series over the Bucks. It's just that there's so many moments in that Bucks series where the Raps couldn't do anything to stop them. It just didn't. They didn't have the right personnel against the guys that got to Kumpo and. I mean, like I said, they're so long, and this team doesn't have that. I mean, they still have LeBron James. best player in the world.
Yes.
But other than that, I just feel like it's more of a natural matchup for the Raptors.
No matter the outcome, I want people in Toronto to look at it the way that the Pacers series panned out. So like if the Raptors get swept, but the point differential across 4 games is like 12 points.
You played them close.
You know what I mean? Like when
they won 2 last year.
Yeah.
The point differential was absurd.
Yeah.
OKC lost to Cleveland in the finals and they lost 4-1, but the point differential was so small. Every game was close. So it's about being competitive in every game.
Games, yeah.
It's not just about winning games because unfortunately nobody expects Toronto to beat Cleveland.
No, it's as much as we talked about the expectations being different this time,
Yeah.
the expectations still aren't to win this series.
No.
They would be incredible if they did. It wouldn't be the upset to end all upsets like it would have been last year.
Yeah.
But the expectations are still tempered because it's not fair to assume that this team is going to have what it takes to beat LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love, along with another long list of incredible role players.
Right. Here's the thing: if Toronto can't get it done, and this is the best team that Toronto's ever fielded in the playoffs,
Yes.
which we all can agree that it is.
Yeah.
What pieces can they possibly add to get over this hump?
The only piece you can add, and it's by subtraction, is you wait for LeBron James to get old. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
The NBA is how that league
The Raptors'
works.
timeline doesn't really line up with that.
No.
Because they have to decide on Kyle Lowry. They're going to have to decide on Serge Ibaka.
They're gonna give him money.
Yeah, so, well, I think you have to.
You have to, right?
So, as Cam said,
I
you're just
don't-
kind of hoping for like a LeBron injury.
I don't think
in
you
the
can
next
judge
couple
this season based on whether or not they
Never
win
know.
this series. Because they're probably not going to, and I just don't think they have enough talent. Like you say, the way basketball is, just the percentage of time that LeBron James is on the floor, it's not like other sports where, Tom Brady's not on the field for half the game, and even Ovechkin, he's not on the ice for more than 20 minutes. It's just, when you have a talent like LeBron James, it's just
There's
nothing
one
you can do
ball
about
that's
it.
constantly moving,
Right.
and for the most part, it can stay in the best player in the world's hands.
Exactly.
I was floored by like ESPN and 538's projections that the Raptors are basically like a 50-50.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's essentially a coin
nuts.
flip.
Yeah.
Which is
I don't see how they see it that way. Other than the Raptors and the Cavs, what series are you most looking forward to?
I think for me, it's the Rockets and the Spurs. I think
Yeah.
that it's kind of the Rockets are the team that a lot of people think can give the Warriors a little run for their money because they shoot the 3 ball so
be
well.
170 to 155.
Exactly. So
in
it's
those games. Yeah.
and I know we watched Kawhi Leonard in the last series against Memphis. He's
that
playing
was-
at a different level,
Oh.
so it's gonna be interesting to watch him match up with James Harden too. One of the guys.
James Harden might not score a basket.
Yeah, the
No.
guys people are talking about for the MVP. So it's gonna be nice to see the matchup of Kawhi Leonard on defense versus James Harden on offense. So that's a series other than the Raptors one.
The way Leonard played in that game that Memphis ended up winning in OT, he was unbelievable. He was shooting the
Out of
three, he was
control.
stealing the ball, rebounds,
Out of
blocks,
control.
everything. It was nuts. He was all over the court. If he plays like that, I think the Spurs can give the Warriors a run for their money. But I mean, he's definitely like the way
What's
he
more,
was. That was
what's
all
more clear
world.
to you, the West or the East? Like, do you see Cleveland coming out having an easier time coming out of the East, or do you see Golden State having an easier time coming out of the West? Because I honestly think that the West is a little more muddied than people
I think so,
I
too.
agree.
I think so, too.
I don't think the idea of the Warriors playing the Cavs is just might as well just play it right
No,
now.
I think that's a wash. I think
Yeah.
I think the Warriors will smash the Cavs.
No, I know, but I mean, those two teams
The
are just going
matchup
to make
in
the
the first place.
finals. I just
Right.
don't think that that's going to be as easy as everyone
Not
thinks.
the way it was last year.
No.
I think sometimes we do this and then it's the Cavs and the Warriors in the finals.
I
and
know.
we all
I
say,
know,
yeah.
Oh, we all knew the entire time. It's kind of one of those things you don't want to admit.
Well, it's
but I
obviously the
think
most. It's obviously the most likely
Yeah.
thing, and you'd be foolish to say, you know what? I think Washington.
Yeah.
And San Antonio.
I've got a good feeling
Yeah.
about John Wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that's
like an all-star.
I
Yeah.
think that's the way it's going to go down. But I think there are maybe more so than last year with the Cavs, especially. There seems to be a little more question of whether or not they're going to get through the East.
Okay, last thing. Is Norman Powell the breakout star of the playoffs so far?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't see why not. It took a long time coming. KC finally pulled the trigger, put him in there, but there hasn't been another player on any other team really that has made as significant as an impact as
He's the
Powell
most
has.
significant adjustment thus
Yeah.
far. in the
Right,
playoffs.
maybe the Jazz losing Gobert and then him returning is an
Yeah.
equally profound impact in a wraparound way. But Powell has been the emerging. I don't want to say star, but without being too exaggerated, he saved the Raptors season.
I was about to say, the adjustment of putting him in the starting lineup
Right.
affected that series the most.
And he's on a team where he can't get a lot of minutes all the time, and obviously he's
They
ready
got to figure that out.
and he's prepared to step up when necessary, and he was obviously fantastic. And if anything, it's a great trading piece. I can tell you right now. I mean, depending on what they decide to do, a guy like Powell.
Rob
not
Conway hates you, Norman Powell. You heard it here
no,
first.
No. Just saying that for a guy not getting enough minutes, he's just not getting enough
I know,
minutes.
I
DeLon Wright, same thing. and on this team. And
yeah, but this might be the thing that puts him getting more minutes.
that's right. That's the other option is, of course, put him into the starting lineup.
It also took you like
season.
8 minutes to get to that point. That does it for us.
There's a lot going on.
Blue Jays Republic. We're talking Raptors. We can't wait. Fire it up for tonight, game 1.